Hey man, how's your movie going?
Yes, this time I did it right. Okay. All right, guys. Welcome to another Hey Man, how's your movie going? I thought I'd do a really quick update, unannounced update. So let's see if anybody even realizes I'm online. May or may not. But I have some really good updates today. It's been, has it been 1 or 2 weeks since the last update? I don't know. But I wanted to let you guys know that I've made a couple of story changes. This is a really cool thing about making a movie on your own is that when you get a wild hair or when you get an idea that seems to work better, you can go, you can make a sudden left turn when you were planning on turning right. You can go left or go right if you're planning on going left. But so I wanted to give you guys a quick update on the story. So this is an update on my movie called The Full Fungus. Um, it's an animated. It's going to be a full length animated feature, um, and it's a story of. Whoops, sorry about that. It's a story of. Um, uh, there's a missing piece of music called The Full Fungus. It's a jazz piece, and it's a legendary amongst the jazz collectors, created by a jazz master named Mink Fungus, uh, a jazz master that passed away in the 1970s. Um, Original version of the story. Original version was um, is still standing, but was now I've taken some characters and I've changed their roles. For example, uh, Mink Fungus has a son named Wilt Fungus. Originally, he was going to be the grandson of Mink Fungus. Now he's the son of Mink Fungus. It kind of simplifies the story a little bit. I kind of like that. Also, um, there is a female MMA fighter in this. Her birth name is Brandy Carlisle. Yes, I said Brandy Carlisle. That's her birth name, but she is the ex-wife of Wilt Fungus, and her name's Brandy Fungus, and she fights under that name. Well, Brandy had in my original story had a was going to be a love interest. It's an older guy, and he's a game show host. Well, I've changed that, and now the latest version of the story, I've changed him instead of being a love interest because that didn't seem to be working as well emotionally. Now he's Brandy's father, which means Brandy comes from money, and Brandy is kind of fighting against what she was originally brought up to be. So she's kind of rebelling. So that adds a really cool element to that. So now Brandy is not only fighting against her upbringing, but she's also fighting to save her ex-husband, which makes more sense now that it's your ex-husband rather than just a boyfriend. And there's some other stuff that happens. All the while, this story is held together by a private investigator named Chino Diamond. He's played by Charlie Rossman, and and that's kind of the plot right now. There's a lot. It's kind of it's not a convoluted plot, but there's a lot of elements to it, and it's the kind of story that has lots of twists and turns. But Brand by making, and I'll say his name here first. Actually, let me show you something really quick. You guys haven't seen Brandy Fungus yet, and she kept her married name because the Fungus name, of course, holds a lot of weight. So I'm going to share something with you. I'm going to show you the very first non-Patreon because I showed this on for my patrons. I'm sorry, I showed this. By the way, if you want to become a patron of mine, there it is right there. Every dime will go towards this movie. Not. But anyways, so this is the first time that my non-patrons are um, gonna see this. So this is Brandy Fungus in the flesh right there. Yes, sir. That's her. So this is how we first get to meet her. So she's kind of yoked. Yeah. I wanted to give her this. I like the squinty eye look. I don't know. I had an early version where her eyes were bigger, but I just like it kind of gives her a Clint Eastwood look, and it also gets to show off her eyelashes. I kind of like that. And So once again, I didn't announce this stream. I just went live. So if anyone's watching, if you have any questions, you can pop them in. But I just wanted to give this story update. I wanted to show Brandy Fungus for the first time. Again, her maiden name is Brandy Carlisle. That's her birth name. And it's kind of a running joke in the thing. I also wanted to show what Brandy's father. You guys are going to see. He is. Let's see here. He's a big character and a big catalyst in this movie too. Here we go. I'll show you. This is Brandy Fungus's father, game show host Larry Carlisle. Here he is, right here. Larry Carlisle, host of a game show most well known for is called Cash Grab, and this is actually him at the fight. He's looking at a flyer, but he doesn't normally wear glasses, but he does dye his hair. So see how it makes a little bit more sense that it's her father, because he was old enough to be her father, even when originally when I was going to make him just a boyfriend or something. And now I get to show Brandy's mother and that whole side, so it's kind of cool. And like I said, it makes the story more streamlined. So that's Larry Carlisle, and he's at the fight, and those are just random folks next to him. I picture that maybe he's at the fight with this girl to his left, and Brandy doesn't like that because Larry's not a very good husband or father, and he's got a past. So those are some of the updates I wanted to show you. So what else? We have some more fight scenes if you'd like to see them. Let me show you. This was a big weekend. I finished 100% of the opening scenes. I just have to record the audio for that. There's an opening basketball scene. There's an opening credits that I'm working on. There's a scene where they go to an office. That all the artwork's done for that. I just have to record the voices for that. And now I am almost done with this whole fight segment, this fight scene, where they're at this MMA fight at a casino. It's an Indian casino. By the way, here's a little tip for you guys. If you guys want to see part of the world that is in Full Fungus, because I do pull from my old cartoons. If you want to see part of that world, something related to it, the casino that is in this cartoon is called the Shoshanagua Casino. It's out in the desert. It's an Indian casino, and that casino and that tribe feature prominently in a cartoon that I did called Paleface. So go on to my what do you call it? Let me get rid of this thing here. Go on to here. That'll take you to my YouTube page, or if you're on YouTube now, just click on my name and type in Paleface or go look for it and you'll find it. There's a whole story with that. So, all right. So with that, let's look at some more. Clip or some shots. By the way, I've animated a lot of these things I'm going to show you. The only things I haven't animated so far are the scenes that require actual animation. Here's who Brandy's fighting. This is Yolanda Last Rights Ferguson. She's a bad BR. Yeah, she's a meanie. So it's been a lot of fun. Now I'm going to show you a brief spoiler. This won't ruin anything for you, but let's see how we do this here. I'm going to show you kind of a little bit spoilery for this fight, but I mean, come on, you guys knew what you signed up for. So, all right, so here is another. Okay, this is probably the last thing I'm going to share for right now. Okay, so the fight kind of goes this way. So yeah, so if you can see on the padding, it's this fight sponsored by Old Gold Beer, and the floor of the casino says Shoshanagua, but you can't really see it there. But yeah, Brandy on the back of her shorts says Beast because that's her nickname, Brandy the Beast Fungus. So Brandy the Beast versus Last Rights. And let's just say things don't go as well for Last Rights as she thought they would. And by the way, Yolanda Last Rights Ferguson, total smack talker. So just kind of get what she deserved there. So, and then I think I have. Do I have one more thing I want to show you? Yeah, I got one more thing here. So again, some of the audio, the voices for this. I plan to start recording those. I've already have a few people that are doing certain characters, but we're going to start recording that in April, sometime in April. And like I said, I'm doing this film in thirds. So I'm going to do when I'm finishing up the first third, I'm already starting the second third, and the same thing with the second third, I'm already starting the third. But I think as far as the vocals and the voices and stuff go, I'll probably record those in thirds. So the people that are doing a certain character that's through the whole movie will do like a third of it, then third of it, and a third of it. So it's not overwhelming. So, and plus it's not Shakespeare. Come on now. It's not a ton of dialogue, but it's enough to, I don't want to burn them out. Here, I'll leave you guys with this. How you like that? How you liking that now? Yeah, let's get a good look at this. All right. Well, so fight night at Shoshanagua, and this is the flyer that they're looking at during the fight, the MMA fight at the casino, and it's you see the fights below. There's some on the undercard. Ruben Gomez versus Sands Buckley. I don't know. I just made those up. Daryl, boy, it's kind of hard to read because it's tiny. Sorry. Daryl Candy Jones versus Buzz. What does it say? Lights Out. I can't even read my own. But it's a Vince DeLuca event. So I just made up a promoter named Vince DeLuca. So you know what? I didn't Google it. So if somebody wants to Google it, let me know if there's really a promoter named Vince DeLuca. I don't know why that name sounds so good. Maybe it's an actual name. Who knows? Who knows? But this is a fight flyer for that. Again, I expect this whole film, this whole 70-minute film or whatever, how long it's going to be, I probably will finish it towards the end of the year. I'm not going to set a date. I do want to play this in festivals. One thing I have to say, the animation itself, some of it looks great. Like some of it's the best I've ever done, but some of it's just exactly as good as my past stuff. So it's not like there's a big infusion of money and staff into this, and this is like a new ground. There are some new tricks I'm trying because with Adobe Animate, I can do a few things, but it's a learning curve as I go. I think as it gets further along in the movie, the animation will get better. Totally DIY. This is like a total DIY project. And I'm having a lot of fun doing it. And it's also designed to prevent burnout. So I'm having fun. So in other words, I'm not doing the same thing over and over and over and over. The story really does progress, and everything builds upon everything else. And it'll be easy to follow, but hard to predict. That's a great line for the poster, right? But it's like, again, I'm having a lot of fun doing this. So if you guys are doing your own projects, try and have fun. I was talking with Gary Hodges, my good friend, and that's one of the things we had a long conversation about. That is about how even the hard times, you got to find the fun in them to keep your motivation going. Because as an independent creator, if you're not making a ton of money and you're not having fun, then you're just slapping yourself in the face twice, because you're broke and you're not happy. So at least be happy and broke. So, but yeah, I'm having a really good time with this. I'll have updates on some of the voice talents in the upcoming weeks. There's probably, let me see. Mm, mm, mm. Me. There's 7 people, and probably I can count this person too. No, there's 8. Okay, there's 8 confirmed people that I know will be in this. I know they will. But there's also a ninth one and a 10th one that I know will say yes once I ask them. So if you're out there and you've been in my films before and you're like, "Why doesn't he ask me?" I'll probably be getting a call sometime in the next few weeks. But there's 8 confirmed people that are in this and counting myself, so 7 other people. And I'll be naming them in I can give you I'll give you 3 names of people that are already confirmed for this. No, I'll give you 4 names. Actually, I'll give you 5 names. Geez, I'm just okay. I'll give you 4 names. Me, haha, I cheated. Okay, so there's 3. Number 1, Charlie Rossman. He's playing Chino Diamond, the private investigator. 2, Deacon Burns. Deacon Burns is playing Mink Fungus and Wilt Fungus, and some other little voices scattered. Okay, that's 2. 3, Kaya Rogue. That's right, Kaya Rogue from Counterclockwise. Back in the day, Counterclockwise in Foreverland. She's awesome. She's got her recording set up. So she's doing some voices, but I'm not saying who yet because we kind of have to figure it out. And but she's going to play at least a couple of roles. So that's 3. Was I gonna give oh, and of course, who else? I'm leaving somebody else. Oh, Christopher Runciman. So he recorded some commentary, bowling commentary that I'm working into the film. So Chris, if you're out there, I'll probably have you do some more stuff too, but because you did a really great job. So but there's going to be at least twice as that many people in this film. Originally, when I did this, I wanted to keep the cast kind of small. I didn't want to have 18 people in this film. I don't know. I'm going to leave that door open as well because that's kind of the fun with this project is that like I can have plans, but when life gives you you know a detour, you just got to work with it, and you know how life is crazy. But like I said, my goal is to just continue to have fun with this. My biggest challenge right now is Adobe Animate. It's great. I love it, but there's a slight learning curve for certain things. I tend to get a little bit too ambitious when I try to do stuff. And then, for example, today I tried to make a car peeling away and taking off into the distance. And it was like doing rocket science, basically, because I had such a hard time. I finally got it to work, but I learned a lot, but it took a long time, and I'm not used to taking a long time. If you've seen my animation, you know that's true, right? But that's pretty much it. Again, if anybody has any questions, keep them to yourselves. So so that's where we're at. Where we're at right now is my movie's going fine. I plan to do these little updates every 2 or 3 weeks. And again, sometimes I'll do them as a drawing video where you won't see me on camera. Other times I might do them live like I'm doing now. Other times I will go to your house and just climb to your window in the middle of the night and just start talking to you about my movie because I tend to do that a lot. So don't drink a bottle of cough medicine before you go to bed. That's what I'm trying to say. So, but everybody's been really supportive. I'll leave you with this because I think I wanted to go half an hour today, and that's what I'm going to do. Although it's only 19 minutes. So, what I will say is, it's such a big undertaking and a big project that what I did is I just built the skeleton of it, I guess, or the blueprint of it, the map. And the beginning and the end are pretty. I mean, I feel really strongly about the ending. I love the ending. And the beginning is very, very weird. And I'm super happy it's weird. It'll throw the audience off, like what's going on in this film. And then towards the middle, it starts making sense because things get revealed. But but there's a lot in the in between, in the middle that I'm changing up. I'm adding characters and I'm taking characters away, and it is like I'm doing my rewrites as I go because I do not. I'm so glad I didn't write a whole script because this whole thing with um, Larry Carlisle being Brandy's father uh, would have screwed everything up because there would have if he was her love interest and he's not her love interest. It's not that kind of movie, okay? But if he was her love interest instead of her father, then it would have been a whole nother direction, and I would have had a new direction. It would have been a new direction. So, but it's not. So it's but this also being that he's her father is kind of cool because we get to see her home life a little bit and where she's from and get to meet her mother and you get to see the whole like Encino or Beverly Hills or wherever they live. You get to see that whole vibe and where she kind of comes from and her father, by the way, Larry Carlisle, that character has always been in the movie. So he's not a character I added. There is a character that I added that's going to be in some of the scenes that you're going to see coming up soon. He's kind of an informant, but again, everything I said right now today, everything subject to change because I am the changer. I am the decider. So no, but it's if I come back next week and say, now they're going to have lightsabers now. Don't think I'm flaky because it just means that something came up in the story where they need to have lightsabers now. And they might, you don't know. So, but just speaking to all the little kids out there that want to make their own animated film, or speaking to those creators out there that are like, wow, how can he, make a whole animated film? One of the things I'll definitely tell you that I've learned from experience is that there is no set way to do it. Like, oh, you have to do this first, and then you have to do thumbnails, and then you have to do this, and then there really isn't. It's whatever works the best for you. Here's what I did learn though. When working with others, like when I worked with Corey Kerr, and he helped me with an animation. Go back and check it out. It's called An Unchained Aggression on my YouTube channel. What's your YouTube channel, Jim? It's this. If you go back and look at that, we did a whole making of a thing called Breaking the Chains. I think that's on Corey Kerr's site. If you go to CoreyKerr.com. But just heard an explosion. But go check that out. And with that, we had to do like what do you call it, an animatic, because I was driving Corey crazy because I was making these changes as I went along, and he was like, oh, "You're going to," when you're working with somebody else, you actually have to be kind to them. So just keep that in mind. With this, I am doing thumbnails, and I'm serious. This is it. After this, I'm going. Okay. I'm going to show you what thumbnails look like in my world. This is what thumbnails look like in my world. I use Procreate, right? And within Procreate, these are my, here, I'll show you. These are my finished frames. So for example here. So this is a finished crowd scene here. But when I thumbnailed it, I don't think I have. I just did a quick sketch, like circles for their heads for the placement of them. And then I went back and drew each one. They're all on different layers. And I did the finished product with that. But I didn't go on a separate piece of paper and do 80 thumbnails like you would think, storyboards. My storyboards are done in Procreate like this. They're done like this. You can see how a bunch of them are blank too right there. So, and a lot of times these don't make any sense to anybody but me. Even when I do my finished work, it doesn't make sense to anybody but me. Even when I put the cartoon out and in a theater and people are watching it, it doesn't make any sense to anybody but me. But I don't care because as long as I like it. But that's what I do. I got tons of these. And I build my movie like this. And then when I don't like this one, I just replace it with a new one, or I move this one here in the final, So I like that. So it's about and so instead of doing my thumbnails in a sketchbook, I do them right in Procreate, and I draw over them. And sometimes I'll use the thumbnail, like I'll use reference and I'll draw it, like the casino. I used reference and I drew a thumbnail, and then I went over and I traced that thumbnail. I traced the thumbnail, so it's like I'm tracing over, and it comes out even better. So sometimes that's really, I started doing that with Infinity Pool when I did that movie. That was the first time I did that. Because when you're tracing over your own work, it's not stealing. It's like sampling yourself. So again, I'm going to go 30 minutes, and we're at 26 minutes now, and nobody has any questions because nobody loves me. That's all right. I understand that. I get it. Let me see if there's anything else I could share with you guys. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if I can share a video file. Let's see. I'm searching. So, again, the film is called The Full Fungus, and I'd like you all to say that to yourselves. The Full Fungus. All right. Can I share any of these? I don't know if I can share this or not. Nope, I don't think I can share this kind of a file. Well, oh well. And while I do that, let me just remind you of this little message. We have an ad, like a word from our sponsor.
You're an American original, my friend. You don't want anything that tastes half-ass, especially your beer.
You want the American flavor!
Do you want some foreign beer ballet dancing around your taste buds? I don't think so.
You want the American flavor!
You want the American flavor. Old Gold Beer. Taste the pride.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I hope we have our first comment of the evening. Corey says American flavor. Corey Kerr. That's right. The American flavor. The man I had driven insane by working with. Corey knows better than anybody that adding to the story or changing a story midstream can make you. Oh my gosh. Wait, hold on. Nicholas says, my nephew says, the full fungus sounds like it's about my ex-wife. Bam. Bam. Thank you, Nicholas. By the way, here's my nephew, Nicholas, right here. Hi, Uncle Jimmy. So, anyways. And Corey says working with me was great. Yes, it was. I know that's what you meant. So, anyways, that's my update on the film. I think within the next few weeks, these are going to actually have a lot more animated clips and things like that and artwork, but that's where I'm at. I'm 3 scenes in, full scenes. I'm about, if minutes wise, I have artwork for about the first 10 minutes of the film or so. And I have about, shots wise, I have about 9 animated shots done with probably 30. I don't know how many, a lot to go. but I can't do those because we haven't recorded the audio for those, and that's coming up later. So now you kind of see how this is going. I'm doing all the artwork for the first third. I'll do all the audio. Then I'll start on the second third with all the audio, and then same thing with the last third. And then during the entire process, I'll be making the music too, so that I can, pop in the music whenever I want. I have an old song that I recorded with Nisam. It actually has Nisam, my brother Bob is on it, my cousin Mike is on it, and myself. And I might use this in the film. It's a good song. Maybe I'll play it for you guys sometime. We recorded it like in 2003 or something like that. It's a very, very funny little song, but I might use that in the film. I don't know yet. The soundtrack will come when it come. It come when it come. But anyways, so do we hit the 30-minute mark? Because hey, Mark, do we hit the 30-minute? Yeah, that's it. We hit 30 minutes. So the full fungus, not the half fungus, the full fungus. Go see the movie when it comes out. But I'll have more clips for you guys soon. So I'll see you guys in a couple of weeks or so. This Thursday, I'm going to be on Artcasters, but I'm not the guest. Paul Pate, animator Paul Pate, is the guest. I'm guest hosting with Gary Hodges. Well, we're both guest hosting with Joshua Kemble, a.k.a. Josh Kremble. It'll be on his channel, and that'll be really fun because Paul is a great animator and great cartoonist and a dear, fine American. So that's it. Be nice to yourselves and others, and stay tuned. And if you're watching this in the past, live your life now, because all you have is tomorrow, not yesterday. Whatever that means. Thank you. Full fungus.